Welcome to the Bureau's long-range forecast for November 2022 to January 2023. We're likely to see above average rain continue across eastern Australia with the risk of further flooding. But first, let's look at recent conditions. It was Australia's wettest October since 2010, and for New South Wales, the wettest October since national records began in 1900. Rivers in parts of New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland and Tasmania experienced major flooding with many thousands of people affected. Rain and cloud cover kept daytime temperatures cooler than average across most southern areas of the mainland. Far northern Australia experienced heat waves. There was some record high overnight minimum temperatures in Darwin and Townsville, along with warmer than usual nights across most of the north and east. Soil moisture remains high in many areas after persistent rain. Where soils are wet, any further rainfall quickly runs off and moves into rivers. Most major water storages in the east have reached capacity and many are spilling. Murray-Darling Basin storages are at their highest levels for more than a decade. Storages in southern Victoria, in the South Australian Gulf and along the northeast coast of Queensland are now at higher levels than at this time last year. So, what's likely to influence our climate over the coming months? Sea surface temperatures in the Indian and Pacific Oceans influence Australia's climate and weather. The current La Nina event in the Pacific Ocean is contributing to our wet outlook. La Nina describes changes in ocean temperatures and weather patterns that typically bring more rain to eastern and northern Australia. To our west, the negative Indian Ocean dipole event continues. This is where warmer ocean waters off the northwest provide a source of moisture for rain systems across Australia. This increases the chance of rain for eastern and northern Australia in spring and early summer. So, what is the long-range forecast for the coming 3 months? Large areas of Western Australia are likely to be drier than usual, while there is a high chance of above average rainfall across the east. The chance of unusually wet conditions remains above average across most of eastern Australia. This increases the risk of flooding. Higher than average streamflows are forecast for nearly all sites along the east coast and northern Tasmania. This shows how much water will continue to flow through these catchments. With wet soils, full rivers and dams and forecasts showing more rain and high streamflows, the risk of further flooding remains high across eastern Australia. Communities near rivers, creeks and in low-lying areas should be prepared and stay up to date with flood warnings. Although the outlook is cooler for parts of eastern Australia, many areas are likely to have warmer than average days over the coming months. Nights are also looking warmer across the north and south, with only some pockets likely to have cooler than average minimum temperatures. Peak tropical cyclone season starts in November. The Australian region is likely to experience an above average number of tropical cyclones and tropical lows this season. There's also an increased chance that the first tropical cyclone will be earlier than usual this season. So, in summary, from November to January, we're likely to see warmer days and nights for most areas except parts of the east, above average rainfall for the east but drier in the west, an increased risk of flooding in the east and a chance of an above average number of tropical cyclones in the Australian region. You can find the long range forecast and the latest flood warnings on the Bureau's website. Thanks for joining us.